What's up, everybody? I'm Brendan. I'm a full stack developer based in Brooklyn, New York, and today I'm going to be walking you through the solution for Poem Fiasco. This is part of the Pro Learn Git course here on Code Academy. We are going to be talking a lot about Git backtracking. What is Git backtracking? Well, this Git toolbox includes a few, let's call them erasers. So we're coders, we make mistakes sometimes, and sometimes we kind of want to undo our work. And Git actually gives us several different ways of kind of undoing something that we've done. And what is ahead, you might ask? In Git, the commit you are currently on is known as the head commit, and um, I'm kind of doing the air parentheses with my fingers there, the head commit. In many cases, the most recently made commit is the head commit. Some of you might be thinking, well, why is this even part of the Git toolbox in the first place? And just to give you some context, when you go out into the real world and you join an engineering team, everyone is going to be working on the same massive code base that you are, and some of you are going to make mistakes, and some of you are going to write bugs that you don't see, and they're eventually going to show up in the product, and the whole team is going to be like, there's a bug in the product, what happened, and that's where these kind of Git backtracking tools come in. You'll be able to see all of the commits that you've made, and eventually you'll be able to discover, oh, Brendan just wrote a bug into this part. I see the commit right here. Let's kind of roll it back. Let's kind of spin back the wheels of time back to when that code was working and kind of fix the code and then kind of re-upload it so that the feature or whatever we had broken now works. That's the beauty of Git backtracking. So let's begin. Poem Fiasco. Let's get some practice with Git backtracking. In this project, changes have been made to a series of poems, and you want to change them back. Step 1. The file road.nottaken.txt doesn't look right at all. Perhaps a rival poet snuck in and changed it while you were getting coffee. Good thing you've been committing often. Check out the head version of road.nottaken.txt to discard changes made to the working directory. So the directions literally tell us to check out the head version of road.taken.txt. So let's use the git checkout head command. And then the name of the file that we want to kind of roll back to the last commit to is road.taken.txt. And voila, back to what it was. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. I had to memorize, what was it, like 30 poems in 8th grade, and one of them was these. Anyways, I don't know why I'm telling you about that. Great poem. Step 1 is done. All right, step 2. Now finish the poem by adding a line. Here's a suggestion. And that has made all the difference. Okay, add that and save. Step 2 is done. Step 3. Take a look at ovenbird.txt to see if it has also been tampered with. Indeed it has. We'll want to discard changes in the working directory again. There's a commonly used shortcut for this command, git checkout -- the file name. It does the same exact thing that git checkout head file name does. Try it with ovenbird.txt. All right, and you can see that someone has menacingly changed the poem. So let's use that new command. And the name of the file that we kind of want to revert back to the last commit is ovenbird.txt. Sweet. Okay, step 4. Now finish Ovenbird by adding a line. Here's a suggestion. Is what to make of a diminished thing. Actually, never read this one. Save that, and step 4 is done. Step 5. Click on fireandice.txt. Done. This file has not been altered, but just to be sure, check the diff for this file. Then add these last 2 lines to the poem. All right, how do we check the difference between the last commit and what the current working directory is right now? With git diff. And then you have to put in the file name. So fire and ice, that text. And nothing shows up, which means that nothing has changed. which is exactly what the directions say. So let's add is also okay and would suffice. Save that. Awesome. Step 5 is done. Now let's see what happens when we run that command again after we've changed it. Cool. So it sees that we've actually changed it. See this plus here and this plus. Those correspond to the lines that we actually added here. Cool. All right, step 6. Now that you've restored and completed road.taken.txt and ovenbird.txt and added a line to fireandice.txt, add all 3 of the files to the staging area with a single command. Now, if any of you knew this command, wow, like error high five, virtual high five, they have not taught this in the lesson, but I want to teach it to you now. Now, adding git add in the file name, what is this one? Fire and ice. Text, and then adding the other file name, ovenbird, and then adding the other file name, that's too much typing. Let me show you the shortest command there is. Git add period, and this will add all of the files to the staging area. So step 6 is done. Step 7, fire in ice.txt could be better. Before you commit, remove this file from the staging area. How do you remove files from the staging area? Well, we do it with the old git reset head and whatever name of the file that we want to remove from the staging area. Fire and ice.txt. And remember, the staging area is basically our way of saying, hey, Git, I made changes to this file, and I want you to take note that I've made changes to this file and get this ready to be committed so that you can take a snapshot of the changes that I've made. Okay? And we'll see here, unstaged changes after reset, fire and ice.txt. So this was removed from the staging area. Step 7 done. Step 8, now that you removed fire and ice.txt, make a commit. Git commit remove fire and ice. Now notice, not 3 files were changed, but just 2, aka the ones that we didn't remove. So we've removed fire and ice.txt, but ovenbird and road not taken are still there. And that's why they were committed. So step 8 is done. Step 9, you had the crazy idea to change your poems in a big way. Make some drastic changes to each of the 3 poems. Remember to click save after each file change. I like cheese doodles. Give that. Same thing here. What? Save it. No, it can't be, but it is. I like cheese doodles down here too. All right, so we've made changes, drastic changes to each of the files. So step 9 is done. Step 10, now add all 3 files to the staging area. Git add period. Step 10 is done. Step 11, make a commit. Git commit add cheese doodles. So notice now 3 files were changed because all 3 of them were added to the staging area with that git add period commit or command. Step 11 is done. Step 12. A little later, you take a look at the current state of your poems and you regret your last commit. Reset your Git project to the commit before you made those drastic changes. All right, so how are we able to see the history of all the commits that we've made? Git log. And the most recent ones are at the top here. So add cheese doodles was the last one that we made. And we want to kind of revert to the commit before this commit. So this one. And we are going to use the git reset and then the commit SHA ID to say, all right, Git, you took a snapshot here. I see it here. Let's go back and change the code so that it looks like what it did at this commit. So I'm going to hit Q here. And I'm going to say git reset and then the SHA key that I want to roll back to, which is this commit. So 145299F. And remember, we have to grab the first 7 digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sweet. So we have officially kind of rolled the code back to what it was here. All right. Step 13, there's a problem. You reset head to a previous commit, but the changes you want to get rid of are still in the working directory. What git backtracking command that you already know can discard changes to the working directory, restoring the files to the way they look in the head commit? Well, I know the answer to that. It is one of the first commands that we ran, which is git checkout head and then file name. So start with the first one, road not taken. Oops, I'm sorry, that text. And then oven bird.text and fire and ice.text. So when we rolled back to that specific commit, we changed the head. And remember, the head means what commit that we're currently on. Now we are on the commit that just came right before the one where we made all of those drastic changes, which was remove fire and ice here. But because the working directory hasn't been reset, the working directory head hasn't been reset, that's what we're doing now. Let's add that. And voila, the poems are back to their normal, beautiful glory. So that is step 13. And we are done with this project. Hope you learned a lot about Git backtracking. Remember, it's no big deal if we make mistakes because Git gives us these tools to kind of rewind the clock. Alrighty, folks, so that's it for Poem Fiasco. I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.